Hi everyone, this is Menz here, playing the Tier 7 pre-order American destroyer, the Sims. World of Warships pre-order packages have gone up, which basically as of right now you have three ships to choose from: the Tier 7 American destroyer, the Sims, Tier 5 Russian destroyer, the Gromyashka, whatever. I'm not even going to try to pronounce that last part of the word. I do not speak Russian. And the Japanese cruiser, the Bari. Now, the Sims, much like World of Tanks, your ship is not going to be any better across the board. Might be better in specific areas than regular tier ships, but overall, it's going to be a little worse off than the same tier ships that you find that are not premium ships. Now, being a destroyer, it doesn't have much armor or health points. Main guns being destroyer as well, only has 427mm main guns. Torpedoes are a little low on the scale, but at the same time, you do have a good amount of torpedoes with two torpedo launchers with four 533mm torpedoes. Just being a US ship, your torpedoes are pretty fast, and you have good torpedo capabilities, but torpedo range at only 5.5 kilometers is pretty low. Now, anti-air, not great because you're a destroyer. You don't have tons of guns just to blanket the sky, but you are very maneuverable, and your concealment's pretty good too. So, much like World of Tanks as well, they come elite because there's only one setup. You get more credits and experience for each battle, and you can plop in basically a commander from a different ship that is also a US ship and a destroyer without any penalty. Basically the same as World of Tanks. Now, as you see, these are equipment slots. They're called modifications in World of Warships. Now, what I like about World of Warships compared to World of Tanks is sometimes, because premium ships are not as good as fully upgraded same tier non-premium ships, you run into the problem of buying a premium tank in World of Tanks, and say it's a tier 6 and you're fighting against a tier 8 tank. You're going to be pretty useless in a lot of ways against that head on. World of Warships, while you still are at a disadvantage, it's much less than you would think if you're coming from World of Tanks. Basically, the balance between the tiers is a lot better because your ship, and especially if you're a different ship class than the other ship you're facing, you can hold your ground. You are still at a slight disadvantage because you are a lower tier, but in general, you're going to feel on an more even playing ground than, say, in World of Tanks, facing a tank 2 tiers higher than you, or even 1 tier at times. But basically what I'm getting at is, if you're interested in World of Warships, these pre-order ships, while 2 of them are destroyers and 1 a cruiser, there's no battleship, unfortunately, or aircraft carrier, they are kind of worth it because they're lower in price than I thought. I thought there'd be some bigger packages, but essentially you get a little bit of gold, which it's called differently in World of Warships for now, and a ship, which will help you start out. But going into it, you don't have to be as wary about feeling kind of underpowered or useless in your ship, because the balance in World of Warships is a lot better, in my opinion, tier to tier. Regardless, though, the Sims, being a destroyer, you're very quick, very mobile. However, you can't really take shots, and aside from your torpedoes, which unfortunately the range is very short on them, you don't have much to be able to damage enemy ships. Essentially, your 4 guns will be alright against enemy destroyers and annoying cruisers or carriers, but you're not going to be much of a threat outside of your torpedoes, which a little unfortunate because the Sims with that short torpedo range makes it very difficult to use your torpedoes. I actually like the tier 5 pre-order ship, the Russian one, a little bit better because it has a longer torpedo range. Now, I know that's not necessarily a terrible thing. as far as having a short range, because you do gain better torpedo speed and whatnot, but essentially it makes it very difficult for you to close in on enemy ships at times, let off your torpedoes without taking a crap ton of damage and or dying. Now I'm going to try to pop over to D pretty quickly. I don't want to get into B, because just looking, I'm most likely going to take a ton of damage getting into, C. I don't want to get into C, because I'll take a ton of damage really quickly if I go there. Yeah, now, I'm definitely going to be seen here. Trying to change my course a little bit, just because I was going to turn off my secondaries so I wouldn't be seen as much with those planes flying by, but at least for now I should be alright. No one should be able to see me. If I can grab C. Sorry about that. Got a phone call. And I know my torpedoes aren't going to reach him, but it's also a small possibility they will. I just wanted to get some torpedoes down in case he turned in there, but I'm not going to stick around inside of range of basically that destroyer and also their ships back there. Yeah, at least I hit him. Kind of surprised. Okay. Figured that was a very low possibility. Me actually hitting that. So I'm going to head into D here. I'm going to turn out if I can. I don't want to go against this Cleveland if I don't have to. Firing 2 different rounds of torpedoes. He should turn, and then hopefully the next one will hit him. Which he definitely sees me, so... But yeah, hopefully he starts turning for one and the other one gets him. So we'll see. I did fire him a little far, so hopefully they just have enough range to hit him. Nope, and I fired him a couple seconds too early, unfortunately. But that's part of the problem with US torpedoes at times. Very short distances. At least I'm damaging a few things here. Doing my best to help out. See if we can damage him. I know he's almost dead, but never hurts to try though. And never mind, he's destroyed. Just wanted to make sure we were gonna finish him off. So I'm gonna hopefully get down here quick and be able to run back through sea. At least what I'm hoping before the bulk of their ships come back up. Definitely not firing on that Fuso. I don't want him to see me. So I'm almost within range of hitting him. My torpedoes won't hit him though, so there's no real point. Pretty sure there's still a destroyer on my left here somewhere. Okay, he's not aiming at me, so I'm not too concerned about him being able to hit me before I disappear again. I'll at least do a little damage. It's kind of turning. I saw him shoot at me. Nice job with that destroyer though. At least I set him on fire, make him burn through a repair kit. I would go after him, but there's still that Fuso down there. Yeah, it was a little too close for comfort. Let's get behind my rock again. I know my torpedoes are not going to reach them, but I still try. Maybe I can get a little lucky and get close to this Fuso. But yeah, he's not going to last very long. Don't want to get into a fight that I cannot win. I also do not want to crash. Coming to think of it, I probably could have got... I kind of messed up there. I thought that Fuso was going to destroy the New Orleans in his next volley. But he's still kicking. So that's my bad for not helping him. Nice job. At least he did all right. Granted, he doesn't have a lot of HP left, but kind of my fault. But as you see, the main problem is it's very hard to get within range to use these torpedoes. I'm going to try with this Fuso here. See if I get a little lucky, but he's probably pretty far without my range, and as you see, boom, one shot. That's the problem I have with this ship, is just the very short torpedo range. It makes engaging anything aside from other destroyers very, very difficult, because he basically just sailed right by that, because it's very hard to get close enough to be able to do damage without being one-shotted like that. Basically, you have to take poor angles. Like, I fired that at an angle where he could turn right or left and dodge it if he was paying attention. And you can't fire him far enough away to prevent yourself from dying, and also to kind of set up surprise attacks. What I like to do with torpedoes with at least 7 to 8 kilometer range is I'll fire them out from behind, say that big iceberg over there, and I'll zip away so they don't see me at all. And they just keep strolling along, and all of a sudden, torpedoes, and they're not prepared for it. But if they spot you and see you before the torpedoes, there I go, shit, there's torpedoes incoming, and they'll turn away from your ship and do pretty well at dodging them. So overall, not a great match, but hit 48 targets, not necessarily great though. Poor amount of credits and experience, but there wasn't too much I could do there. But a pretty poor showing overall. I hit no torpedoes at all, but it shows a very good representation of the downside of this ship. Essentially, that with the very short range of your torpedoes, it makes it very difficult to actually get in and do damage. Now, the other ships, as I will cover in later videos, they kind of do not have that downside. As you see, 8 kilometers on this torpedo for the Russian ship, and then the cruiser for the Japanese, 6 kilometers, so pretty short, but it also has a better main battery. So anyway, thanks for watching my video. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel and check out my website, menzgaming.com/World of Warships. I almost said wakuru.com, but I caught myself. So anyway, thanks again for watching.